Well, this new spending bill that is throwing more money at the military than they really asked for or expected is really a scandal. Here in the U.S., our economy is being destroyed by military spending. And a lot of that military spending is going to Israel, the biggest single recipient of U.S. aid. And in fact, it's actually worse than that, because a lot of the American military spending has actually been hijacked for this military mission of defending greater Israel. And I believe that has been the prime military mission of the U.S. since 9/11, which was a false flag operation that was designed to replace communism with Islam as the great civilizational enemy of the West. And the prime beneficiary and the orchestrator of that was the Zionists of Israel. And so all of this military adventurism that's followed 9/11, the invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq, Somalia, regime change in Libya, and now this war in Syria, a tremendous portion of the U.S. military activity all over the world is really aimed at paving the way for Israel to continue to steal more and more land. Ultimately, I believe they want their biblical mandate, which they think is all of the land between the Nile and the Euphrates rivers. And Israel has really hijacked the U.S. and used the U.S. military as its surrogate to fight these wars to destabilize the Middle East and make the Middle East safe for Israel. This was the 1996 Netanyahu clean break plan that was drafted by Paul Wolfowitz, Richard Pearl, and other American neoconservative Zionists. It was put into operation as the PNAC, Project for a New American Century Plan for regime change in the Middle East, which that plan was issued 1 year before 9/11, and it was put into action on 9/11. General Wesley Clark told us that we were going to be destroying 7 countries in 5 years. That was the purpose of 9/11. And all of those 7 countries that were targeted for destruction were seen as enemies of Israel. So it's really much worse than it appears with this military spending bill that's handing almost $500 billion to the U.S. military at a time when American taxpayers are tightening their belts. And it's handing some 30-odd billion, I believe, to Israel. It depends, if you count up all the grants, loan guarantees, guaranteed purchases of military equipment, and so on, Israel always ends up getting far more than its official total. And in fact, the Christian Science Monitor ran an article not too long ago showing that the Israelis had basically stolen trillions from the U.S. taxpayer, significant portion of the American gross national product. So this military mission to destroy the enemies of Israel is killing the American economy. And here in America, unfortunately, our media is controlled by people with a strong emotional loyalty to Israel, and so Americans rarely hear about it. And that's why we need alternative media outlets like Press TV and so many others, and hopefully Americans will continue to gradually awaken to the reality of the way that they're being robbed by their own military-industrial complex and by the Zionists.